So, turns out we're pretty much designed to not understand each other. It's all happening because of one quirk of our neurology, and I'm going to show you what's going on right now. So, there you are. You want to make sure these people get the message, right? You have something you want to make sure they understand. Now, some will, and they'll understand it roughly the same way you do. We're good there. But others are kind of going to understand it, but not quite the same way. So already the miscommunication is starting to happen. And then there's still others who they just miss the whole point altogether. Now here is what we think is happening. You have an intent of what you want to say. Then you find the language to say it, and then of course your message is received. Nope, not even a little bit. Because here's what's really going on. Remember that game of telephone when you were a kid? You line up a bunch of kids, and the first kid comes up with a sentence. Then they whisper that to the next kid, and it goes so on down the line, whispered along the way, until finally it gets to the last kid, who then says the sentence out loud, and invariably what they say is not even remotely the same as what the first kid said. And all this happens because these places are opportunities for the content of that original message to get distorted, and parts of it are even getting deleted entirely. Yeah, that's going on all the time, every day. And it doesn't require a long line of kids. It just requires 2 people. Here's what's really going on. First, we got to make some room. Now, between the intent of what we want to say and the language we use to say it, there's actually a series of steps our brain takes in order to find the right words. And this is where the game of telephone begins. Now, for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to generalize it out to the 2 main features that we use. And those are belief and meaning. Beliefs help us organize our world, and meanings help us understand the relative value and context of what we just organized. So we have our original intended idea. Our brain filters that through our beliefs about that idea. Then that gets filtered again through the meaning those beliefs hold for us. Then after all that, it gets filtered yet again when we find the language that matches the beliefs and meaning of our intended message. Now is where the fun begins. Remember, you're talking to another human being whose own neurology is designed the same way. So they hear what you communicated, which gets filtered through their beliefs about it, and then the meaning they associate with it, which results in their understanding of what you just communicated. That's 5 places where your intended message can get distorted and deleted. It's really kind of a miracle we understand each other at all. So I think you can see now why so often what we communicate to our customers or to our teams doesn't land. Something gets mixed up in there. Well, it's because of all this stuff happening in the background. So, what do we do about it? That's what my clients hire me for. Okay, in all seriousness, here's what all this means to you and your business. Notice there's a common denominator to this entire structure, and it's right here at beliefs and meaning. This is what we share. When we include in our language the beliefs and meanings behind what we're saying, we let our audience know the beliefs and meanings they should be using to understand us. This way, random chance gets taken out of the whole system, and now our communication is far more effective. Now, I have a challenge for you. Think about what you're saying out there, whether it's customer-facing or internally. What are the beliefs and meanings that you are bringing into what you are communicating? And if you're brave enough, go ahead and post some stories in the comments below. Nevertheless, when we think more critically about the language that we use, especially the beliefs and the meaning that we are bringing into what we are saying, the more effective our communication is going to be, and the more our message lands with the intended outcome. All right, this was a long video, and I really do appreciate you sticking around to the end to listen to everything I have to share with you. Well, until next time, cheers.